Oh, looks like one person backed out.
What is up, everybody? Tonight we're going to do a little bit of a hybrid podcast. We have not done anything like this yet. Both Cade and I here, we're going to be live doing an Underdog draft just like I did last night by myself. So this is going to probably be a little bit of just ebb and flow issues, but we'll get through it. Right now we're waiting for 5 people. If it takes a super long time, we get like 10 minutes in and we haven't even started, we might switch over to a different draft. But for now, see if we can get people in this one. Caden, what free agent move are you the most excited to see this year?
It's pretty quickly building to be. I want to see how Rashad Penny ends up in. He's kind of one of those guys. All the talent in the world. When he's healthy, he's doing well. But when is that, right? When is he ever fully, truthfully healthy? If he can establish that, I love him behind that. Oh, damn, we're already down to 3. I love him in that Philly offense behind that line. I think he's due for a big year if he can stay healthy. That's one that speaks to me a lot. There's a lot of good moves, man. What do you think?
You're gonna laugh at me. Mine has to be David Montgomery to the Bears because he does. So we're about to start, so just make sure you're paying attention here. There's going to be times we're going to have to stop and figure out what's going on. I did it 1,000 times last night. For me, though, David Montgomery is my favorite or most exciting one to watch for. I think he'll have a similar output to Jamal Williams, but with a more consistent production profile. It's not just going to be 17 touchdowns and barely 1,000 yards with 10 receptions. It's going to be diverse. All right, DeAndre, value.
Yeah, it'll be, in my opinion, Montgomery. It'll be probably a lot more balanced, but you know, Dan Campbell's about that. And that speaks a lot to. They must not really believe in Swift as being the guy.
No, and that's pretty clear at this point. I think. 3 years, $18 million with 11 guaranteed. That's a lot for a running back, and people don't realize that's a massive amount for a second contract for a running back. So, I think I wouldn't be shocked if Swift's gone after this year. I
think they'll definitely keep him until they're forced to make a decision on him. I think he's got 4 years. Because he's cheap right now, so why not? I mean, he does add something to the receiving game. Makes you really wonder what's going on there.
So Swift probably has gone after 2024.
Yeah, right. I think so.
But do we think Austin Eckler gets traded?
To me, man, he seems like a scheme guy. They have to scheme up a lot for him to be productive. I don't know. Before all the injuries, Los Angeles did have a really good line. He really had a lot of things working for him. Herbert loves to check it down. I couldn't see running backs just don't get paid. That's just what it is. And I don't know if he thinks he's going to go somewhere else and get paid because they just don't. I mean, so this is my comparison, and hear me out here. Look at Rashad Penny and look at Michael Thomas, right? 2 guys. I'm not going to say similar production. Often injured, high ceiling guys. Very productive when they do play. Michael Thomas is a receiver, so he got $10 million on his 1-year deal. Rashad Penny's a running back, so he got 1.3, right? Something like that. That's the difference in the position. So I just don't know. I wouldn't want to be a running back.
No, it's just not a profitable adventure or venture, not a profitable venture for players anymore. And it's a weird situation because in youth football, your best player plays running back. And then in high school, it's one of your top 3 or 4 athletes. And then in college, they start to get smarter and realize, like, hey, I'm not playing running back anymore. Or you end up going to the NFL and getting a little bit underpaid.
Right. Yeah. You know, the greatest, running backs, you see these guys like we're in the point where Zeke, Kamara, Cook, Dalvin, or Zeke, Kamara, Cook, Dalvin, all those guys are getting a couple years into those big paydays. It's about, we got a minute till we start, and they're moving on from a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in the same one as me?
I am. I'm at the 110.
Okay, I got the 106.
Yep.
Yeah, all those guys that got majorly paid are no longer majorly getting paid. And I think everybody's kind of shifting away from that while receivers are out there cashing those checks.
So, real quick, there's a new revolution. It's called the Quad Box. It's on YouTube TV. I'm watching all AA games right now.
Yeah.
All 4. I hope they do this for football season. I totally customize my red zone experience. Let me pick my 4 games. That would be great. All right, drafts up. Who's the 101 this year right now? It's very early, but who is the 101 this year?
I think it really depends on your format. I would be so comfortable taking Justin Jefferson 101 as long as it's some form of PPR.
Wow.
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, I like both those guys high. Running backs, I think we're kind of getting to a point where it's transitioning out of that.
Yeah, it's swaying to receiver, and then I'm sure 5 years it's going to be running backs again. It's just going to.
And I'm one of those guys that I don't hate Travis Kelce 101 because here's what you know. You know he's going to be consistent every year. You know he's going to be a target hog. You know he's going to get 4 touchdowns some games. Damn it. Someone took Travis Kelce right before me.
I figured that would be what happened, but I was hoping he would get down to me.
Tyreek Hill, 106.
I like that. I don't know if I like that over CD this year, though.
I like them both about the same, really. They have kind of similar production. Yeah, these are definitely interesting. So full point PPR, so a lot of receivers are going to go. A lot of receivers are going to go very quickly. Saint Brown, what the fuck?
That's early. Holy shit. I'm going to zig one. Everyone's zagging. Everyone's going to go wide receiver. Give me Jonathan Taylor. Still, he's a top 3 running back. I don't give a shit what you say. I hope they trade up or Carolina takes Richardson, but either way, I love JT still, especially with Steichen. He's a good coach.
Steichen is a good coach, and Indy's problem is the owner, and I've been very notorious in saying that Jim Irsay is a dumbass. It would be like the Cowboys if the Cowboys were a lot worse. And it's really fucking similar when you look at it like that.
Oh shit, Bijan got taken. All right, I hope CD falls to me here. I don't want to take Garrett Wilson at the 109. That's not something I'm really too interested in. Or the 203, sorry. He's the wide receiver 9. I don't want to go for quarterback either quite yet. This is a little bit rich for me. I'm okay taking quarterback early, not quite this early.
Second, respectfully, 3rd round for me is okay, but generally the top 2 or 3 guys go in the 2nd round these days. So you're on at the 203.
Oh. Give me Breece Hall. I've been taking a lot of 2nd round Breece Hall. I love it. I'm addicted to 2nd round Breece Hall. I've got a problem. I take it every time. That guy should be a top 7 or 8 pick. I don't feel like Cooper Kupp should be a first-round pick. I don't feel like Adams should be a first-round pick. I don't feel like Amon-Ra St. Brown should be a first-round pick. Breece Hall should be a first-round pick. Give me all the Breece Hall in the second round.
I saw a guy tweet out the other day that Tony Pollard should be a first-round pick, and I don't think I agree because I know where that's going. I could really see them picking up Bijan.
Oh yeah.
Give me some.
You up 9-2. That's what we like to see. Memphis is coming back. The quad box is amazing. I mean, come on, Caden, you're up.
Give me Kenny Walker.
I like Ken Walker down there. Ken Walker and Breece Hall are guys I flip-flop on. Who do you have coming out on top next year or this year?
It's probably gonna be Breece Hall, and the only reason being is there's gonna probably be Aaron Rodgers there. A lot of better quarterback play. I think is ultimately going to win out and cause enough of a distraction to where he can get loose. Geno Smith, we talk about him a lot. He's not really going to scare anybody down the field, I don't think.
No, I agree. I think Geno's a one-year quarterback. I was looking at his contract. It's essentially a one-year deal that looks like a 3-year deal. So I don't quite makes it through even 2 years of his deal. Do we think Green Bay gets more than one first-round pick for Rodgers?
Personally, I think so. We were talking about it in our Dynasty chat last night, and I went back and looked at what they got for Brett Favre. And Brett Favre, I believe, was a year or two younger at the point of the trade. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like he was at least similar in age, quite, 16, 17 years in Green Bay. They got a conditional fourth out of him. And I understand Favre and Rodgers, they're comparable. I think Rodgers is a better quarterback. I think he's more accurate. He's way bigger of a pain in the ass, you know what I mean, all things considered. But to think they're going to get two ones for a guy who might not even play 2 years, you don't know.
Ew, Jalen Hurts at the 301. I don't know about that.
I don't know if I like that. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Jimmy G signs 3 years, $72.5 million in Las Vegas. I think this move's interesting, right? Because Derek Carr's the better real-life quarterback. In the system, yeah. Jimmy G's better.
And you said that, and I started thinking about it, and I think you're right. I definitely agree. Garoppolo's a better fit, but it sounds like a shitload of money, but it's really not when you think about the average annual pay of some of these other guys. Like, it sounds like a fuckload of money, but it just really isn't. I don't know how to explain it.
That's not much at all for a quarterback. And Jimmy Garoppolo is good. He's a top 20 quarterback. I say 15. So that's kind of there's a tier gap there. But, Caden, you're up. Calvin Ridley. I like third-round Calvin Ridley a lot. Now you put me in a predicament here.
I'm getting a lot of third-round Calvin Ridley, and the reason being is I like what I'm hearing. It's a man possessed, right? Like, he's trying to come back. He's trying to do right. Hooked up with a great young quarterback. I like that a lot. I got him in our Dynasty League right after the trade, essentially for a second, and I'd do that every day.
Yeah, I really, really, really wanted Calvin Ridley. And I would have sent the same package, and dude just didn't want to respond to me. All right, I'm going D-Hop here. I need receivers. Quarterback, I feel like I can wait out a couple more rounds. DeAndre Hopkins could very well be a top 12 wide receiver next year, and it wouldn't shock me. Like, I don't think that's even close to out of the realm of possibilities there. I don't know where he's going to end up. I mean, if I was dreaming a spot, it would be Kansas City, though I doubt they spend up for him. So I like D-Hop in the late third.
Kansas City, or I'm hearing Denver moves on from either Judy or Sutton. I want to say I'm hearing more Sutton goes away, and then they try to flip that compensation for D-Hop, and I don't think I hate that idea.
I don't either.
He's such a good receiver, man. Like, I spent years watching DeAndre Hopkins. He's one of my favorites. Just a real dude's got hands, man. I don't know. He's probably got the best hands in the league, or he did at one point. He can go up and get it. He can get shifty down, at the line of scrimmage. Big DeAndre Hopkins fan. I hope he goes somewhere. And I hated to see him go to Arizona, but I understood because Bill O'Brien was a piece of shit. And that's why I don't think he'll go to New England.
That's my hang up and all that too. I want him to come to New England. I really do. But the Bill O'Brien thing I just think is too much. I feel like Gesicki should play our X, and we'll get to that later. We have 15 more rounds, so plenty of time. Let's stay on New England. James Robinson gets 2 years, $8 million. Juju, 3 years, $25 million guaranteed. And then Gesicki, 1 year, $8 million. I'll start. I like the Gesicki deal with a caveat about how we use him. I love replacing Juju. I love replacing Jacoby Myers with Juju Smith-Schuster.
Joe Burrow. Sorry.
I like Joe Burrow there. I got Mark Andrews at 403. That's quite ridiculous. I mean, sure, the guy had like a bad year last year, and we don't know the quarterback situation, but come on, who else is on that roster? And they're going to get better with Todd Monken in the pass game. Greg Roman's a terrible pass game schemer.
I can't believe. No, he quit. He left. They got someone else.
Monken already left?
No, I'm sorry. Roman left.
Yeah, Roman's got Todd Monken now, I think, from Georgia. So, James Robinson, I just don't understand this, right? We drafted Kevin White last year. We drafted Pierre Strong last year. We have J.J. Taylor, who is like a deep cut, third down back type of guy. Why? Why are we spending more money at that position? And $6 million went to a long snapper. Come on, bro. A long snapper? That's ridiculous. So we're wasting cap space, right? If Gesicki, who ran under 4.55, which is your analytical 40 threshold for wide receivers, if you put him out there at the X and maybe move him around a little bit into the slot, you play a little bit with how him and Juju align, but you view Gesicki as exclusively a receiver. He is not a tight end to you. I think
he's really selling himself short because the difference in pay between tight ends and receivers is a shitload, right?
If he ran all his snaps out offline, I would try to make the case that I was a receiver.
Yeah,
receiver.
Well, and so let me give you my take on it. I know you hate the James Robinson thing. That is a lot of money for a guy who did blow an Achilles out. I agree with that. They do need somebody though. Ramondre can't do it all.
How much do you think Damian Harris is going to get on the open market? I'll wait.
I don't even know if he's going to get signed.
That's what I'm saying. So why Robinson for 2 and 8? Call Damian Harris. I'll give you $500,000 guaranteed and another $500,000 in incentives.
Yeah, no, I mean I'm in agreement. I think it was a bad move.
Yeah.
Truthfully, the Juju thing, I think Juju is an upgrade over Jacoby Myers. Similar contract. I think they got the better player. The Gesicki thing, I love the Gesicki thing. I foolishly traded Gesicki because I thought there was more of a chance of him going somewhere bad than good. But I really like him out there. Went George Kittle in the 5th round.
Hey, in this tier of wide receiver, I'm excited. Kirk, Allen, Godwin, JSN, Lockett, and Evans. Who's the guy?
Oh, JSN.
Exactly. I hope he falls to me. JSN is going to walk in a top 30 PPR receiver, and that's if he gets drafted in a bad situation.
Right.
He goes to a good team that's going to use him well and has a good quarterback, he's going to thrive. All right. Yeah. Going JSN here. We need to fill out that wide receiver room. I went light on wide receiver.
So here's the interesting part about these drafts for the people that are watching. We're pre-draft right now. So if you're picking a rookie, you don't know where they're going to go. There's even some degree of free agents that are still out there. So this is a very interesting time to get into these things because there's a lot of variables, right?
Oh,
Someone took Lamar Jackson. Fuck, that guy might not even play.
yeah. And they spent a premium pick on him.
Absolutely. And that's big time right there. What do you do with that?
His talent's so good, you can't wait too long. Trevor
Who took him before I took Burrow?
Yeah. Trevor
I
Lawrence.
know Burrow is going to go be that dude.
I know we're not supposed to wait on quarterbacks, but if you can wait till the 6th round for Trevor Lawrence, you do that. I think that guy's a top 4 fantasy quarterback this year.
Oh, I agree. I
mean, we're coming off a year last year where he finished. Let me get it pulled up here. Trevor was, his second half of the year after he lost to, I want to say it was the Panthers, he just went on an absolute tear. And he's so talented. He's so good. Even when his rookie year with Urban Meyer, when you watched him, there would be 4 to 6 times a game where he makes these really, really high-level NFL throws. And you knew he'd probably figure it out. It was just a case of getting it figured out. Last year, he was quarterback 12.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I want to see what this last stretch of games is like.
So I just went, what is this, 6th round? Went Dameon Pierce in the 6th round. I love that.
Who's available at running back?
No.
You know who should be above him? Isaiah Pacheco.
I do like Pacheco.
Pacheco should be a top. He should be a top 17 running back, and if he survives free agency in the draft, I'll really listen to someone saying he's a top 14 guy. I would really entertain that thought. In that offense, he's a good runner. I think he only earned himself a bigger role. Last year he played excellently. He fits what Andy Reid wants to do in the run game. Yeah, I'm really excited for that guy. I'm going to have a lot of Isaiah Pacheco, a lot of Breece Hall, a lot of Isaiah Pacheco in these underdog drafts.
And I'll tell you, I would feel a lot better. I'm a big fan, but I would feel a lot better if they would lose one running back they had. If they would, and I know Clyde Edwards-Helaire isn't going to vulture a whole lot, but McKinnon's out there. Edwards-Helaire likes to catch a random touchdown here and there. Just a lot of people back there. I think he's the best one by a long shot, but that's kind of my thing. I'm like one or the other. If someone could drop off the face of the earth, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm not too worried.
I will take him right here if this person doesn't. So.
Go wait. I really like Joe Mixon this late. I'll take that risk because even if he gets cut, he should still be productive.
This person auto drafted, I think.
Yeah, I don't even have the big board all the way up.
Oh, Christmas game early.
I hate that though.
Yeah, there we go. I'm feeling good about this.
Let's see, 3 picks away.
David Montgomery over Isaiah Pacheco.
That's interesting. I don't like that. You're gonna either really love or really hate my next pick, and we'll segue into talking about this situation because it's a good segue. Let me get down here. I hope he doesn't get taken beforehand. All right. So the Panthers. Do we feel like they've gotten a little better, a lot better, or no better? Assuming they'll have C.J. Stroud.
So assuming they'll have C.J. Stroud, I think they've gotten slightly better, but Jesus Christ, they have nobody in the world to throw it to.
No.
Sanders isn't a receiving back. I do like that pick there, absolutely, that late. And they made a big financial commitment to Sanders. Big for a running back. But I kind of wondered, like, are we going to address the receiver thing at any point? Because right now you got what, Shy Smith, you got Terrence Marshall, and who's the other? Um, who's the other one?
Oh, I didn't. Okay, well, Cortland Sutton. I was trying to grab Quentin Johnston here. That's okay though.
Hmm. But who's the other one that they have? He was on the Jags. Chenault. Chenault's the other one. So
Mm-hmm.
they're really down bad at. They've got a solid line. They've got a run game, so that'll help Stroud. But there is a lot of question marks on that receiving core. So they got better. I don't think they're the worst team in that division. Um,
No.
I think Tampa Bay is going to be.
How long is Baker Mayfield the day one starter, and how long does he start?
Yes, and until they fire Todd Bowles, because it's going to happen.
Is Kyle Trask anything?
No, he's not going to get in there.
He's not even going to get it.
Not a chance. I don't think. I mean, because he wasn't even the backup, wasn't it? Gabbert.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Quentin Johnston down here.
He shouldn't even fucking be there, but whatever. I don't hate Sutton down here. Like, you can do way worse than Cortland Sutton in the early eighth. I just didn't want him on my roster, though. I mean, that was the annoying part. That's the thing about these underdog drafts on the computer. Sometimes the scroll bar is a little funky. It's much, much more easy on the phone.
Yes, I will agree with that. This is honestly the first time I've done a draft on a computer, I think. And it's only for the sake of this pod because usually I just do it on my phone.
Yeah, much easier that way. Has Dalvin Cook played his last game in Minnesota?
God, I think so, man. That contract's bad, and they moved on from a lot of other guys. But man, I think it's the wrong move for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think it matters much. I don't think he plays more than 6 games next year. I think he's pretty toast. He had his damn it. I really wanted Sharps, but I need receivers, so I skipped it for a round. Shit. I'm really high on Charbonnet. Depending on the situation, that guy might be a top 16 back for me.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think and man, I just have this dream scenario where he falls into Cincy.
Yeah, I could get down with him in Cincinnati. I think I like that landing spot. I wouldn't mind him in Minnesota. Alexander Madison got 2 years, $7 million. Here's the deal: this dude is slow. He's very touchdown dependent in his prior starts. He lacks explosiveness. All these things that like Dalvin Cook was really good at that led to a lot of his value. Madison is not. And so you take out Dalvin Cook and you play Madison for a full 17, teams are going to figure out how to deal with him because he's not really bringing anything. He's a jag. So I'm not really too sure that I'd draft or for Madison earlier than like 10th, 11th round. You know, kind of where he has already been, and in that high end backup range. But I don't like him as a starter.
No, I don't know that I do either. And he's kind of just one of those guys that he'll plot around for a year or two. Taking it back up tight in there. He'll plot around for a couple years on more money than he should be getting. Because, now you're talking he's getting paid more than Rashad Penny. He's getting paid double what Rashad Penny's getting paid. And is he twice as good as Rashad Penny? I don't think so.
No, he just has much more durability.
Right.
Darren Waller traded to the Giants for the 100th overall pick. I'll start out here. Waller from 19 to 20, he played 32 out of a possible 32 games. I'm going to stop my point, draft, and then keep going here because this is a good one.
I've got a side note on that when you're done. I read an article.
You read an article?
Yeah.
All right. Let's just make sure down the board there's no one I want to go grab more. All right, I'm going to go Brian Robinson here. Brian Robinson has top 24 potential. Again, I don't know if they brought back Antonio Gibson or not. I really haven't heard. I think he's a free agent. Remember when the next Christian McCaffrey?
Well, the running back market's slow. I mean, those guys are not getting snatched up at any big pace, so he probably still is out there. I haven't heard anything, but I don't think it'd be very big news, if he did.
I'm going to go Brandon Cooks here. He's probably going to get traded into a better situation. Okay, so.
Well, he couldn't get traded into a worse situation.
I doubt it. Darren Waller traded to the Giants for the 100th pick. So, Waller from 19 to 20, he played 32 of 32 possible games. Since 2020, he's played 20 of a 34 possible. In those 34 games, he's had six top 6 tight end weekly finishes. That's really what matters, right? You want top 6 finishes at the tight end position.
Yeah.
He's 6 of those in 34 possible games. He has 12 total tight end 1 finishes. I think the Raiders won, and a lot of people felt like the Giants got fleeced. I think the Giants won. I know I said the Raiders won. I meant the Giants won. The Giants won here, right? God damn it. I am getting mixed up. The live stream is killing me. The Raiders won. The Raiders won. They got the 100th pick. It's a third rounder in a heavy tight end class. The Giants wasted a third round pick on a guy who's not delivering good positional value. I know fantasy finishes don't necessarily reflect real life value, but it is indicative at least of a stat line, and that stat line is production. So he's
right.
Top 6 production week to week.
So here's my thing. I get it from both sides. The Giants are kind of in their own way trying to go all in. They've missed on a lot of tight ends, not necessarily Ingram, but what was it, Kyle Rudolph? They had the rookie last year. Things didn't really pan out, but I do think the Raiders won. It is a deep tight end class, and I think they're going to upgrade not only in the immediate term, but years down the road. Here's my thing that I heard. So he got traded the day after his wedding, right? And his wife goes on the internet and starts blasting Josh McDaniels, because we all know Josh McDaniels is a shitty coach. Great offensive coordinator, but a shitty coach. And she said that he traded Darren Waller because he didn't get invited to the wedding. Now, does that sound like something Josh McDaniels would do?
Yeah, hey, his wife didn't want him to coach on the Colts because Jim Irsay took his shit too long in his house. I'm so serious. That's
I heard that too. He took a shit at his house.
Oh, that's what happened. That's what happened.
Well, it's Jim Irsay, so none of that shit surprises me at all. Give me 1 second. I think I'm going to go out on a limb and go Josh Downs here in the 11th round.
I like that. Josh Downs' analytical profile is very good.
I went Aaron Rodgers the round before, but you missed it.
Hey, I like Aaron. I bought Aaron for Dalvin Cook in a Superflex league, and then got Devontae Adams with Derek Carr because of it. That's how you dynasty, folks.
Hey, I'm dynastying, but I was doing a trade like every 3 days there for a while, and now I feel like I'm at a good point.
Yeah, I'm trying to move some picks, get back in a draft maybe. I sold a lot on a contending roster, and now I'd like to buy back some picks.
So I got 2 firsts in that league. I got 6 and 8, and I have nothing in 24 because I've done what needed to be done to get the players that I wanted. So we're going to see how that pans out.
Can you believe the Dolphins got Jalen Ramsey for a third and a backup tight end?
That was beautiful. And here's the thing. Vic Fangio can coach a fucking defense. I think the Dolphins defense here prior to Jalen Ramsey was gonna be scary. But now you get Jalen Ramsey in there. Yeah, they're looking like a top three unit on paper. I guess we'll have to see how it all pans out, but I like them, man. The AFC East is gonna be competitive this year, and I hate to say it, but man, your Patriots might be the odd man out.
Oh, we're gonna really struggle this year. It's gonna be kind of sad. I've accepted it though. It's just one of those things where Bill Belichick's not really that good of a GM, and because of that, we're just going to struggle until he's gone. And unfortunately, he has probably a lifetime contract, and that guy likes to coach football. I went Kareem Hunt the 12th, Odell in the 11th. Odell very well could be a top 12 wide receiver. Not top 12, top 24. Odell could be a top 24 wide receiver easy. Kareem Hunt's a dart throw. He might go somewhere where he gets a really big role. He might not. I'd like to see him in Buffalo.
Yeah, that would be a good place for him, man. I mean, Kareem Hunt's a guy that I've always liked, and he's kind of just fell into, we saw that first year in Kansas City, he kind of blew up, and then he goes to Cleveland and has to hold Nick Chubb's jockstrap for a couple years. Shit. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here.
There's 7 more rounds too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
This is where I start throwing darts. Give me Gainwell in case Rashad Penny gets hurt. Because it could happen. It might happen.
What's Jamal Williams' fantasy value during Alvin Kamara's probable suspension?
See, and that is a very good question because I could see it going either way. They kind of have a system that didn't look very good at all last year, and you wonder is Derek Carr even going to be able to make this any better? My assumption is probably not, but I think he's got a somewhat similar value, but I don't know that New Orleans could move the ball like Detroit did last year. I mean, you can't score as a running back, a touchdown-dependent running back, if you're not in the red zone all the time.
I have him as a high-end running back 3.
I think that and some weeks kind of crouch into that RB2 territory while Kamara's out, but and that's the thing is, I think Kamara is pretty tied up. I think they got him. I've seen reports of like recordings and things. I didn't actually watch anything, but I think Kamara's going to do a few games, 6, 8 probably game suspension, and his fantasy value is going to be really high then. So for anybody just getting into fantasy, if you end up with Jamal Williams on your team, whether it be dynasty, redraft, let him get a couple good games in and then sell, because when Kamara comes back, Kamara is twice the running back Jamal Williams is. And I love Jamal Williams as a person.
Is Jacoby Myers going to have a third wide receiver 3 year in a row in Las Vegas?
Couldn't see it being much better. Devontae's there, Renfro's there, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he's going to roll now, though.
Yeah, dude. I just couldn't see a situation where he's in much better of a place,
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's go. Samaje Perine to Denver. What's his outlook until Javonte comes back?
I've got to imagine they go somewhere else, and whether it be draft a running back or pick up one of these guys that are out there, like maybe a Zeke, someone who can last, a few games. Give me Sean Tucker in the 13th round.
Over Tyjae Spears? You're crazy.
Yep.
Get out of here.
But
choice. Only people who aren't in the know don't know that. Sorry.
I have to imagine they go a different route, at least for a few games. I've heard conflicting reports on Javonte Williams. I've heard he'll probably be ready to go. I've heard he's going to miss 4 to 6 games. I don't expect him to come out there and play week 1. Definitely not at any kind of full capacity, but they've got to do something because Samaje Perine is not going to be the answer. Unless he's just catching Russell Wilson dump offs all day.
Let's see. Oh, I don't like Stafford. No, sir.
No, I don't think he plays.
Give me DJ Chark. I feel like he's going to go to a good situation. I'd really like to see him on the Bears. He meshes well with what Justin Fields is good at.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I know you're a DJ Chark homer because you had him in Madden one time or something.
Well, no. So he had a 1,000-yard season, and then if you play Madden, if you play Madden, he's just like an absolute god. He's 6'4" with 95 speed. It's crazy. So yeah, he's very good on Madden.
Yeah, I think I'm passing on Matthew Stafford pretty much altogether.
Yeah, those neck things aren't fun. I'm gonna go Juwan Johnson here. He signed a 2-year deal with New Orleans. I just don't think it can go any better for him with Derek Carr. He fits what Carr is going to be good at, so I like him a lot there.
Juwan Johnson was kind of a surprise. I mean, Andy Dalton couldn't seem to find anybody else.
No. Not at all.
Okay, so I'm on the clock in the 14th round. Damn, getting nitty gritty down here. Give me Rashid Shaheed. He had a few good looking games. Had his moments at least.
Rashid Shaheed.
I don't think I said that right.
Interesting. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. Let's see, 13 picks away. Let's circle over to, does Jacoby Brissett start over Sam Howell this year?
I don't think out of the gate. They seem to have a decent level of commitment to Sam Howell. They said it's an open thing, but Jacoby Brissett signing, I don't think is any. It's Sam Howell's position to lose. So if he goes out and struggles, I could see Brissett getting in there because at that point, Ron Rivera is probably on the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is his last ditch effort to remain the coach. And then there's all the uncertainty around the organization. I read a report earlier that Dan Snyder and his wife have cleaned their shit out, and the sale of the Commanders is imminent. To who knows? But yeah, a lot of weird shit going on around there. So I bet you anything, if Sam Howell goes out and has 2-3 bad games in a row, I bet you we see Jacoby Brissett.
He got paid 1 year, $10 million with $8 million guaranteed. That's not chump change. That's money. Baker 1 year, $8 million to Tampa Bay, $4 million guaranteed. Again, how many games do we think he starts?
It's hard to say, man. They've got decent receivers, and there's still some halfway decent pieces left over of that team from their Super Bowl contending roster. I just don't think Baker's it, man. I think he's progressively declined over the last few years, and more name than game, in my opinion, at this point. So I bet he starts the whole year, but I bet it's ugly.
Yeah. Kyle Trask, we talked about it earlier. He's just not very good at all.
No.
Sam Darnold, 1 year, $4 million to San Francisco as a supposed third quarterback. How do we feel about that?
That's the best third quarterback in football, I'll tell you that. To me, it kind of signaled something's going to happen with Trey Lance. I think we've long talked about how we don't think Trey Lance was we don't think Trey Lance was the answer. We don't think Trey Lance was who Shanahan wanted to start. Take Mike Gesicki down at 15.
I really like
that. I think they're in on Purdy, and I think they're looking to make a move to send Trey Lance somewhere else and get some value for him.
Yeah, I think so too. They have to at this point. They spent 3 firsts on the guy, and he's not an NFL quarterback. He might be a backup quarterback, but he's not an NFL starter. I got to go Mac Jones here. I need a second quarterback. I probably need a third quarterback. So let me go Mac here. He's the only guy left who's a guaranteed starter for 17 barring injury. I just don't see them pulling the plug on Mac Jones unless he plays absolutely terribly, which he's played for Bill O'Brien before. I think that's going to mesh really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's the Jared Goff of 2 years ago, and I remember this because we were doing a Superflex Dynasty startup, and I got Jared Goff like way late as the only viable 16-game starter that I could find with a pulse at that point. So I understand that completely.
Just like Gino.
Yeah. Gino, Mac Jones are kind of all down in the same. I think people are going to reach on Gino this year. Those normies that just read the rankings type of deal. How many rounds is this?
20.
Oh, okay. So we're nearing the end.
No, it's 45. You just keep going.
When can I draft myself?
Tim Patrick, what's his fantasy outlook? I think he's a sneaky top 50 wide receiver.
Yeah, he's a late round dart that I've always been okay throwing. I mean, he had the unfortunate injury last year, but think about the scenario where they trade Sutton. They trade Sutton thinking that they are going to get something. You motherfuckers. Someone got my pig. Give me Jerick McKinnon way down here. That is a great best ball pick.
Crazy.
But think of a scenario where they trade Cortland Sutton and then think they're going to get a DeAndre Hopkins and it doesn't work out. Then all of a sudden, Tim Patrick is your wide receiver too.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of the situation that I think.
And Tim Patrick's good. Good he is.
Yeah, he is good, and he had very productive years, and he's kind of one of those guys you like to root for. Just because, he kind of came out of the woodwork and did something. So I definitely like that one.
How do we feel about Jawan Taylor signing a 4-year, $80 million deal with Kansas City to replace Orlando Brown when Brown signed 4 years, $67 million with Cincinnati? That seemed weird to me, right? Because Jawan Taylor was a right tackle too. Orlando Brown was pretty bad in pass pro, but there's no guarantee Jawan Taylor is going to be good either.
Right.
Jawan Taylor could be anything. He could even be Orlando Brown.
Yeah, that seemed kind of weird to me. I feel like it went deeper than the money. That's just kind of what it told me when I saw the signing. And he came out and said all kinds of things like, "Oh, glad to be able to play my position or whatever." I don't know, man. People make it a lot more than it really needs to be. And we're really down in the fucking depths of this shit.
This is where the men are separated from the boys, sir. This is know your stuff or you don't territory.
This is fuck around and find out town, right?
I actually did pretty well on the old Underdog last year. I was quite shocked. And it's because I did pretty well down in these rounds. Only way I made any type of money.
All right.
The
Give me Tim Patrick. We were just talking about.
fuck. I'm going to shut up until after I draft people.
He is a guy like it's a fuck around and you might have a wide receiver too kind of situation if Russell Wilson gets fixed by Sean Payton, you know.
Yep. Huh. So I think I'm going to go third quarterback here because I probably need one. I'll probably go a third tight end. I think Tannehill, so long as no one snipes me. I'm not sure he's the starter in Tennessee, though he probably should be.
I don't think what's his name? Willis is anywhere close. I think now if they do some things and take a guy, you know, later on, I think he might even be best positioned to be the starter. I don't like either one of the ones they got.
Yeah, I agree. Tannehill is pretty clearly the best option there for them. It's not really close.
Pretty sad.
Does Heineke start any games for the Atlanta Falcons? Yes or no?
So that one's kind of interesting, man. He's getting paid like he has a shot. He's getting paid like quite frankly, like he's going to be the guy. Hometown situation, that's where he's from. I am personally not sold at all on Ritter. I didn't see anything that made me even think that he is anything more than a backup or possible third string. Now I might be wrong, but yeah, I think that, and he seceded in his interviews. He's like, "Oh, I'm just trying to be the best backup I can be," and
he's going to go in there and kick his ass in training camp and be very nice about it the whole time.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Michael Thomas, 1 year, $10 million, staying in New Orleans. What is over under 5.5 games played?
Oh, fucking A, dude. I just took Brock Purdy in the 18th. 5.5? What is that? What you said?
5.5 games played. We're over under.
God damn it. I'm going to go over, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was under.
Yeah, I have him way under, barring him playing like 40% of the snaps, which might happen. They might just put him in on like 60% of the pass plays and 10% of the run plays. And that's it. I wouldn't be shocked there. Rashad Penny, 1 year, $1.3 million to Philly, $600K guaranteed. I quite honestly don't think he survives the offseason.
Oh, shit.
And now,
if he gets injured, I think that's the end of his career. I really do. I mean, if there's any kind of like substantial injury, I think it's over for Rashad. I have him in Dynasty, and he was a very late round pick, and I've just kind of held on. And this is the highest selling point. I mean, for everybody out there, there's no better time than right now.
yeah.
And I'm trying to turn it into something, but it's not going well.
Best time was last offseason. Is Kincaid taken? Can I take Kincaid?
When he's in the best situation he's ever been in with very little competition, I think it's I think the time is now.
All right, Caden, where are you going?
Well, damn, you didn't take your boy?
Hoomst.
Fucking shit. Give me that dude, Heineke, bro.
I would probably take Foster Moreau here. Get a third tight end. Actually, I might go Luke Musgrove, grab a rookie.
Oh, damn it. I already took it. I have 4 quarterbacks. Son of a bitch.
I know that's one thing I don't like about this, and if I'm wrong and someone leaves it in the YouTube comments, I won't be mad at you. If there was like, maybe I'm just dumb. There is a way to see your team. I'm just not
It's
paying.
on the right. Yeah, dude.
I've only drafted like 20 times.
Well, we're in the 20. No, fuck. We're in the 19th round still. So I got one more pick. I got 4 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 6 receivers, and 3 tight ends, and I think that's fucking plenty. Yeah, you're throwing darts down here. That's what you're doing, and
Yeah.
that's okay. You just got to make educated dart throws. You know what I'm saying?
What's Ezekiel Elliott's outlook this year?
That's 100% dependent on where he goes. I don't think he's got much left, dude. I think he's running out of gas in an unprecedented way because he's younger than I am, by a few years. So that means he's 28, 29,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, that's like I said. He might go to a situation and have a Jamal Williams type of role, and that's really his best case scenario where he's not very often used but gets in the end zone a lot. Think James Conner, think Jamal Williams. Like that's a very best case scenario. I don't really know, man.
If he goes to Buffalo and can just fall in the end zone a lot, that would be great. But that's about it.
That's the best thing he could do. I don't really know. I don't really know what he's got left. I did see that a return to Dallas is unlikely.
Yeah, I probably just want to go back there after what happened.
No, I wouldn't. It's like what you want me to come at a discount now?
Yeah. I think he's done pretty quick. I mean, I think he's just not looking good for him. Nathaniel Dell was my last pick. I'm really high on Nathaniel Dell. I think he has a real chance to be a good receiver in the NFL. Probably not this year. He's a midget guy, so you just never know. But I'm hoping. Running back is pretty strong on my team. Wide receiver, Hopkins, JSN, Sutton, Cooks, Odell, Chark, Thielen, Dell. That's okay. Andrews, Jawan Johnson, Moreau at tight end. I like my team. This roster is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm feeling great about this squad here, seeing what happens. I think we're done, right? 20th round.
Yeah, we are done. That was your last pick, is Allen Robinson. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, yeah, Allen Robinson, and that's just on the off chance he gets traded to somewhere. I don't know. That's picking a name at this point. High upside, he's got the potential, but is it ever gonna get let loose?
Caden, is there anything else we want to touch on here?
Man, that was fun, dude. That was fun. Little hectic. Lot going on at once, but I think we did pretty well with it. What's the payout on this thing?
Oh shit! It's a $3 draft. I think it's like 32.
Hell yeah! So I come back in 9 months and I have $32.
Yeah, I have no stack here, but Lawrence Jones, Tannehill in my quarterback room, Taylor Hall, Sanders, Robinson, Hunt, McBride in my running back room, Hopkins, JSN, Sutton, Cooks, Odell, Chark, Thielen, Dell, wide receivers, and then rounding my roster out, Andrews, Jawan, and then Foster, Moreau. I like that roster. That's a pretty good team.
Oh yeah, dude. Not bad, man. That was fun.
Where's my exposure? All right, do we want to touch on anything else?
Nope. Good luck, everybody. We're slowly coming up on draft season. Going to be a lot of draft content coming out. I'm looking forward to it, man. NFL draft's about 6 weeks or so away.
Yeah,
You're gonna be there. I'm not.
I'm I'm going to let Roger Goodell know how I feel about his job as commissioner.
Okay, yeah.
And Tom Brady, if I see Tom Brady there, I'm going to bring him home with me.
Yeah. Well, that's kidnapping, and you will definitely do time. But good luck to you.
That's because I think I've waited my whole life for this, sir.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. The draft's going to be in Kansas City. Half of us are going to be there, and it's not me. But I'm looking forward to it. I'll be watching from home, and it's sneaking up on us. Free agency's almost wrapped up. You know, the major part of it. Now we're moving into draft season, so going to be some content on definitely pro days. The last little bit of signings, still some great players out there. I'm really looking forward to this offseason. So,
yeah, I'm excited. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.